Thank you, DJ WISO, for that lovely, lovely introduction. I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Ladies and gentlemen, you know WISO. He's my co-host on Real and Raw with August Artois. I myself am the Real and the Raw August Artois, and we are joined by the most handsome man in professional wrestling, Mr. DH&H motherfucking D. Drew Hood, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir, that's me. Yeah, rounds of applause. Yeah, rounds of applause. That's what I'm talking about. That's the respect.
Full round. Drew, for the people that don't know who the hell you are, give them a quick rundown.
Oh, quick rundown. I am based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. I stand 6'2". I weigh 220 pounds of pure potential and absolutely all-natural meat castle. I am a professional wrestler of 6.5, almost 7 this upcoming August years. And I've been one handsome devil, if I do say so myself, and the self-proclaimed necessary evil that professional wrestling needs. In short.
Damn.
I mean, I can say firsthand, I finally, thank the heavens above, stepped in the ring with Drew Hood, and boy, was it a doozy. Drew, would you like to tell him about the situation we were in?
Oh, that Florida weather, except it wasn't Florida weather that I was expecting personally, because, I'm living up this way. I was like, oh, it's cold up here, so that means it's probably, warmer down there. No, it was definitely below freezing temperatures. And the only match that got any sort of rain that day was, of course, August and myself. Of course, the world title match, the one that everybody paid to see, the one that had the most hype behind it, a money matchup that as soon as it was announced, I don't know about you, August, I had people messaging me up and down saying, I wish I had booked it. I wish I had put that match on. Oh, that match is going to be so good. I can't wait for the promos, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, Mother Nature wanted to bury us.
My thing is, though, is like, and the same thing happened. Like, I got a lot of messages like, oh, man, I wish I would have booked that, and I wish I had that on my show. Where the fuck you guys at now? We'd love to do it again.
Would love to.
Preferably indoors.
Indoors.
And indoors, heated and or AC, depending on the time of the year. It's wild too, because I'm same boat here, where we're not very quiet about our likes, dislikes, wants, needs, and I guess that just doesn't do it for people right now. Question mark? I don't know. I wish they would take the initiative, pull the trigger, and make some money, because it's on the table. They just need to pick it up.
It's right there. WISO, you were at that show. What did you think about me and Drew's match?
Rain is an understatement, man. It was a fucking monsoon. Like when Forrest Gump was trekking through the swamps, and it was just upside down rain, sideways rain. That's how it was. I actually enjoyed it. Balls to y'all for not keeping your sweaters on, or your half sleeve fur coat and Drew's nice first coat. I mean, I for sure thought you guys were gonna rock them. But I would have liked to actually see a good 20-30 minutes out of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did get a little cold. That's why we brought it over to the fire pit and rustled around there for a little bit. But if you could have heard me and Drew like in the actual ring talking to each other, like as soon as we got started, we locked up and it started pouring. We're like, this fucking, like, are you fucking kidding me? Should we just take it home, brother? Let's just take it home. But we've waited so long to fucking wrestle each other that a tornado could have went through and we would have still fucking been wrist locking it up.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I don't think we outwardly, of course, we're saying, oh, we'll just wrap this up. But I know, and we were on the same exact mental plane. Nah, we're just gonna go ahead and just keep working. We're just gonna work our asses off, and all this garbage weather. And the fire also chasing me down and burning me in the eyes. That was cool.
That was great. I'm a dangerous worker. WISO, make sure to write this down. 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Make sure to clip this up. To any promoters out there that want two handsome devils that will cut the greatest promos and tell the greatest story in the professional wrestling ring, go ahead and book these two men right here, Drew Hood versus August Artois, with WISO as the special guest referee. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
As long as he wears the
So now we're getting to the part. Yeah. All right, yeah. As long as you wear that and the HBK cutoff shirt too, the ref shirt. And the little shorts.
There we go.
Nah, wear pants. Never mind. I've seen you in shorts. All right, so we're at the part of the podcast now where we're going to bring the motherfucking ruckus, and I am going to do the sound clip real quick because it's cool. I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus. Can you describe the ruckus, sir? Bring the motherfucking ruckus. What? Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Oh, we got to get that clipped up so I don't have to do it anymore. Anyways, Drew, this is the part of the podcast where we like to pull the curtain back and really let people know what grinds our fucking gears about professional wrestling. And I'll go ahead and start. I got a few written down here. And we're going to start off with one that just happened recently, and it's steel horsing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what steel horsing is in professional wrestling, but it is when you involve the police in a professional wrestling situation. So listen, guys, if something happens in a ring or behind the ring or in the locker room that you can't fucking handle yourself, don't be a professional wrestler. Learn how to fucking fight. Learn how to protect yourself, because you do need to protect yourself in that ring. And if you can't protect yourself in that ring, you can't protect yourself in the locker room. Can't protect yourself in the locker room, you'll never be able to protect yourself in a real situation in life. But to call the fucking cops steel horsing. I don't know if you knew what that was, Drew Hood.
No,
Steel horsing.
First time I've heard of that. That's that's what that's called. Seen it happen, but now I have a term to associate.
You've seen it happen. I don't need names. If you want to give names, that'd be fucking cool. But you don't have to give names. I want to hear the story of your steel horsing situation.
Honestly, I can give you one where I don't even know who was involved. All I remember was I was wrestling Sean Legacy of all people at this show, and
Good guy.
We were this close about to go on, and then out of my peripherals, I see like blue lights, and I go, "The police?" And apparently, there was some sort of skirmish that was started because of some wrestling beef or some nonsense. I don't know. It was some shit that I wasn't involved in. Did not ask, did not tell, didn't care about the names. But all I know was some stuff was going down outside. So Sean and I were like, I think it's time for us to just go wrestle. So we went and did the wrestles. We had the best match on the show. And then we got to the back. And as we were getting undressed, we were like, not our business. I don't care. Like, it's like whoever got knocked out, they got knocked out. Or whoever made the phone call, made the phone call. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. The only thing that involved either of us that I thought was hilarious was I think it was the sergeant or whoever was in there and goes, "Are you Sean Legacy?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I know your grandfather. We go to church together," or something like that. Whew, better you than me. I got undressed, got redressed in my street clothes, and was like, I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna go home. I think I'm out of here.
That's fucking funny. So we all agree that steel horsing is for vagina-made people.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like if you're gonna, like if it does come to a situation where you either have to fight, the old saying is, you know, fight or flight. So you either fight and just fight, or just leave the situation. Don't call the fucking. Not only are you fucking gonna like ruin what's going on in the business itself, showing people like, oh well that what we just did was fake, but this was real. Come on. And on top of that, do you think any venue wants cops at their venue? No.
Yeah, not running there again. Huh?
Don't be fucking stupid. Next topic I have here is when you accept a booking from a promoter, it's just like a roofing company. I hire a roofing company. They put some shingles on. They didn't put them on the way I wanted them to. I call them and say, hey, you gotta do them the way I want, or don't do them at all.
Okay.
So when I work for a promoter, say the promoter hits me up and I cut a promo and it's not what he wanted. So he wants me to cut another one.
Okay.
What would you do, Drew? Would you cut another promo? Or would you say, fuck it, I'm done. I'm never working for this company again because you didn't like what I gave you?
Well, just because it's in my nature, my first question would be, okay, so what did you want exactly? Just to get some clarification. And if I feel like it's something where, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I got you. That's the direction that you were thinking. Okay. But if it's something like, you just didn't give the time, date, location because that's what everybody wants from their promo. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. Like
not everybody.
All those kinds of promotions and companies are like, we want you to say the time, date, and location and the name of the venue and do all of this in 60 seconds or less, or you're not cutting a good promo. If it's that sort of thing, I will not be going back there. I'm good. That's creatively stifling. I'm all set. But if it's someone new that I've been wanting to work for and they ask, hey, would you like to redo this because we didn't really like the way that you drove in on a car or drove in the car. We don't like car promos, or we want our talent to be more like character driven. So make the backdrop more character. Then totally. Okay, fair. valid. If it's a valid complaint, I'll hear you out. But if it's some shindy nonsense, cut.
Yeah, that's good. You went both routes with it, because I've had it happen twice, and this is why I bring it up. I've had a promoter hit me up before, and you had to cut the promo. And when I do swear in promos, sometimes I do it on purpose, sometimes it's on accident, but I beep it out. And the promoter was like, "Hey man, I don't want swearing." And I was like, "Well, I didn't swear. It was beeps." He goes, "Well, people aren't stupid. They can plug and play which words they are." He's like, if you can recut the promo, if not, he's like, "I don't think we're gonna be able to use you." And to me, a lot of people would have been like, "Well, that's just who I am." But for the promoter to say, like, it was a great promo, I can't use it because of this is my fucking company, and I don't want those beeps in there. So you know what I'm saying? So I did. I was like, okay. At first, if it would have been me probably 2 years ago, I probably would have been like, "Fuck you, motherfucker, that's who I am." So Austin Aries told me, we were in Blackpool, England, and all the kids were, they were calling me cunt, fucking daft, pussy, fuckhead. And so I started swearing back at him, and the promoter was like, "I've never heard anybody swear so much." And Austin Aries pulled me aside and he goes, "You are so damn good on the microphone. You're so damn good in the ring, as you don't realize how much you're killing yourself by swearing. And if it's not used in like the right way, like when Cody Rhodes did it the other night, everyone's like, well, I guess I can now too." How many times has Cody Rhodes said the F word? And how much did that F word mean when he finally said it? You know what I'm saying? So like once he said, he's like, I can't be using those beeps. I was like, all right, fuck it. And well, beep it. And then I redid the promo. But then I've had another guy hit me up and I cut the promo and he's like, I need 2 more. And I was like, 2 more of the same one? He goes, no, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. I want this one, and then this one we're gonna play. It was IWA Puerto Rico. So they wanted one as I found the news out, shoot one as if it's the day before, and then shoot one as if it's that morning of the show. You know what I'm saying? So like, if it was up to when they say like, "Hey, can you cut a promo?" I mean, how the hell am I supposed to know you want 3 fucking different segments?
Yeah.
But when I'm told to do that by that fucking promoter that's paying me and flying me in and getting me a hotel, you bet your ass, yes, I'm gonna do it.
Oh, 100%. Look, that's another thing too.
I like what you said though about the shindy thing. If they're like, "Oh man, I would rather you take your shirt off in this promo," like, I'm okay, man. Thanks though, I appreciate it.
Well, that's another thing too. Like if that's a big thing. Is if the promotion is paying full rate and like potentially trans and stuff like that, then you can tell me what you want, because like absolutely, because you're paying all this, you're paying the money to bring me in. I will do what you need me to do. But if it's brother rate, or if it's half, or if it's one of the the smaller bits, then you get what you get at that point. In my opinion, it's just kind of like that this is the amount of money that you're paying me, so this is the amount of the handsome devil that you get. Yeah.
Well, that's another thing Aries taught me as well. He's like, he goes, when you talk to a promoter, he's like, what do you do? I was like, I find out the date and what he wants really, and that's it. He goes, but do you find out what he really wants? Because when I got to Blackpool, he's like, "Hey, you're in a fucking tournament, so you got 3 matches tonight." I'm like, "What?" And Aries was like, "You can't be mad at the promoter, dude. Like, did you ask him how many matches I'm gonna have and what kind of promo do you want? Who am I facing? Am I a face? Am I a heel? Like, you got to ask these fucking questions and make sure." So like, that's one thing I've learned. When you first get in the business, you're like a stupid fish. Every bait that falls down, you're like,
You just got to swim for it.
So you got to be a little more careful when it comes to it. My last one on the list is promoters not letting me see my fucking match. What are you doing with my fucking match? Like, what are you doing? I just wrestled in Oklahoma. I already have all 4 camera angles edited with images and everything. I'm still waiting on one I wrestled 2 months ago. Where the fuck's my video at? Are you jerking off to it? You selling it on porn.com? What are you doing? That ever happened to you?
Boy, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a wrestler that this doesn't happen to, because there's definitely been some matches where I think mentally, I would really like to watch that back and send that to people because that was really good. And then you sit there and you sit there and you sit there to a point where you just kind of forget that it happened. And sometimes it turns up 6 months to a year later and you're like, oh my God, okay, well, I can't send that in now because I've improved since then. So like, who cares? But also like, sometimes it just doesn't show up at all. And you just lose some amazing match that you wanted that you're like, oh, well, I guess that's just in my memories, but we get hit in the head so often. Guess what? That's going to be forgotten within a year or two. So like, we're going to forget these amazing times that we had. That's why the footage is so valuable on like the back end of it, because we get to watch stuff that we did. It's super cool because, 10, 15 years down the line, we can watch our match back and be like, man, we were stupid. Like, why did we wrestle that way? Why did we save ourselves? But what a hell of a time.
But like, like when you're out there wrestling, like, if your match went good, if it went bad. But like, as an artist, like, name any artist that fucking paints their painting and then turns it around and never wants to see it. Like, no, you want to fucking be like, step back and be like, yeah, I killed that shit. Like, you, as an artist, you want to see your match, and you, like you said, you want to, and even if it's not to send to a promoter to get booked, it's like, man, like, everything went well, but like those two arm drags, like, I wonder how they looked. Like, they felt a little wonky, but oh, never mind, they look fucking perfect. Okay, there goes. Now you can get that out of your head and move on to the next match. But it blows my mind. Like, I get you guys are paying for the video and you're paying for the photographers, but like, they're pictures of me. They're videos of me. Let me see my shit. Like, the one guy was like, hey, this airs on IWTV. Can you just not share like any clips that are longer than 1 minute? I'm like, I don't do anything longer than 1 minute. Absolutely.
Man, that part. That
so
part.
It's those were 4. No, I also got hit the fucking gym, but I mean, that's a given. That's a given.
You would think.
If you walk out and guys in the crowd look like they can beat your fucking ass, not even can, but look like they can, it's not working. Unless you're super over like Rey Mysterio and nobody wants to ever put a hand on you because you're a lovable little fucking Latino. But like, guys like me and you, like, we piss people the fuck off, and we better be able to handle ourselves if someone jumps over that railing or past that rope.
We have to, based on the nature of August Artois and Drew Hood. Our mission in life is just to, pissing everyone's cereal. So like, it's we got to be able to swing back every now and again. That's why you get the big guns, you get the big pythons, and then nobody.
Put those up again, real quick.
Huh? That number.
Put
right
that up.
there?
Jesus Christ! How do you get the little bubble?
Well, lots and lots of all natural resources and supplementation. Creatine.
WISO, let's see yours, WISO.
Double banger.
Dang, that's tough.
Your boy said, Daryl said your Oklahoma match was fire.
Who the fuck are you, Daryl?
He must have seen you in Oklahoma.
I don't know who the fuck you are, Daryl Cron. Your last name is pretty fucking cool, though. Chronister? That's an awesome last name.
Sweet.
That's like a wrestling. Here comes the Chronister.
Yeah,
he just smokes chronic. Huh?
So somebody's gonna come out with.
Oh, here we go. He's the camera guy.
Oh.
Are you the video camera guy or the photo camera guy? Because this is a big one. Because if you're the video camera guy, I gotta say, the fucking video camera guys at WFC are fucked. I've never fucking ever, Drew, and you'd love this. The photographers, blah. The videographers, blah. They're like, you turn, video camera guy, yeah. I just got the video today and I watched it, dude. I watched it 17 fucking times. It was so good. It was like a fucking movie.
Beautiful.
So, Drew, if you get a chance, WFC, Wrestling for a Cause in Oklahoma, shoot them your shit and let them know the DH and HD is ready to come and fucking party. These cameramen, they're set up very fucking professional. Their team, very fucking professional. Like, as soon as the show was over, that ring was fucking down with 15 people doing it. Fucking the entranceway, the music, everything was fucking awesome. Actually, I'm a heel. It sucked. The video guys sucked. The photos sucked. Everybody sucked. No, I'm just kidding. It was awesome.
Is it laziness that these guys wait forever to put out matches and stuff? Because you figure you want to put it out as fast as possible and continue on to that momentum and that, the minimum you built up towards a match.
I mean,
2 months from now, they're gonna forget that you were in fucking Oklahoma.
What do you think, Drew?
I would say that like everybody's got real life things going on. I understand that. You know, that's always brought up usually first is, oh, I've got family or I've got work and things of that nature. Totally understandable, as do we, and we understand, and you know, most of us can empathize with it. But it's a product that most people like to, you know, go online and say, oh, well, these wrestlers are impatient, want to do this, and then turns into promoter versus wrestler. Like, oh, well, wrestlers will pipe in and be like, oh, well, you don't pay us enough, and then promoters like, you don't promo enough, and then just like it's button heads all the time. Maybe we can find a nice middle line of we kill ourselves slowly by getting in the ring and we beat ourselves up and we are beating minutes off of our lives and beating breaths out, performing in front of 5 to 15 to 50 to 500 to 5,000 people, and putting, you know, our safety on the line for everybody for the arts of it or whatever you want to call it. And we're doing it for the promoters who are one-time or maybe multi-time if you're a regular bosses for that evening or for that specific show, who are also telling you like, hey, we're going to get you this footage and we are going to we promise that we're going to put this product out. If you don't give a timeline, then it's sketchy. I would like maybe there's a little bit more clear communication. Maybe it's like, hey, we film, let's say in May, and we'll get the product to you by June. That way, there's way less stress of like, hey, I don't have to sit around and wonder when this product's going to be coming out. Maybe there's more of like a verbal confirmation between wrestler and promoter or whomever, the video guys and gals, you know, the people. Maybe we could just talk to each other more instead of everybody doing what everybody likes to do, and that's be passive aggressive about stuff. I don't know.
I noticed one problem though is like once people get their footage, they love to share the whole fucking match. Like here's my match from the other night. Like, dude, don't like that's where the meeting in the middle is. It's like, yes, I will give you your video, but can you please not fucking share the finish so people well tune in to IWTV or well tune in to like
absolutely
wrestling for a cause. They do it live on IWTV. Then they edit it down and then they get it out there. But it's like, let the crowd see the full match. Like for you, use that 30-second to a minute clip and then tag them, you know, wrestling for a cause and then tag the fucking YouTube. Go see, because that's now we're working together. You paid me to wrestle. You paid me to show up. I promoted. I showed up. I gave you a banger of a match. Now you're letting me see it. I'm letting my fans taste it. And now my fans are going to become your fans because they're going to go to your fucking page to see the whole match. Absolutely.
Agreed.
Seems
you just figure you spend your whole tax return on putting on the show. You do want to get the video out.
That's a good one. Only take jobs you can turn in a reasonable time frame, though. Yes, Tony Miller. Tony fucking recorded my match and had it fucking clipped up for me by the time I got back to Florida. And he wasn't even like, he didn't even have to do that. But like for the guys that are literally, their job is to set up cameras and record your shit, like, just let me see it. But like I said, if guys would stop doing the fucking sharing everything and sharing the whole match or sharing, you know, a 3-minute clip and stuff, it's like, dude, like I'll make a highlight reel. Once it's been long enough that I know they've seen it or if they've had their time to see it, then I'll post that highlight reel, bam, 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 bam. And usually people are like, the highlight reel was a banger. I want to see everything. And then, it's all sellable.
Yeah. It's understanding the business to a level and a degree that some people just don't. It's just, you know, it's branding and marketing that people just don't quite grasp. So maybe there's classes on it, or, you know, your trainers can kind of sit you all down and tell you what's up. But then again, maybe not. Who knows?
Because I do have some promoters that send me my match. Like when my match is over, like it's already bouncing down, and while I'm on my way home, I'll get like the full match sent to me. And then I'll post the clips, and people will message me and be like, how'd you get that? I'm like, well, because I'm fucking trusted. That's how I got it. I'm trusted.
Right.
Here's the person that gave it to me. You can message them. Like, oh, they didn't send it to me. They probably don't fucking trust you then. All right, Drew. So I gave what grinds my gears, and I have probably thousands more because that's what the fucking podcast is about. But now, Drew, it is your turn. What truly fucking grinds your gears? What bursts your bubble? What irks your bubble? What pisses you off? What makes you go home and go about professional wrestling?
Fans acting like they know us and know what they're know what they're talking about. If you're gonna come up to my merch table, and this has happened a lot this year, if you're gonna come up to me and try and tell me, "Oh, you're such a good bad guy," I'm gonna stare at you and say, "What do you mean by that?" And then I want you to give a full essay explanation on what you think you mean by telling me that. And then trying to pay me in compliments when compliments don't pay for shit. Compliments don't pay for gas or my rent or anything like that. That's cool and all, but buy an 8x10 and I'll sign it and we'll just, we'll go from there. Or buy a t-shirt for God's sake. Know your role, shut your mouth, or whatever Dwayne said that one time or a million times.
That one time.
Yeah, that one time. The one only time that he's ever said know your role and shut your mouth. But it's been more frequent too because I guess the curtain continues to be ever so slightly pulled back more and more and more and more, especially in the mainstream. So people they feel like they can talk to us about that sort of thing. It's like, you don't get it. You don't understand. You don't know. I'm sorry. You don't know until you've been in it. Still get the whole, like, is wrestling the F word? And I'm like, no, it is not. I have all these bodily harmed injuries to myself that can prove to you that it is not indeed that. So, fans in general. So, if you buy something, if you buy something from me,
didn't I just see that WWE is like releasing a show about the writers and how they fucking write the stories?
Unreal on Netflix, I think.
What the fuck?
Mm.
How much, how about putting the script up next to the fucking, picture in picture? Like, this is what was supposed to, yeah, they were supposed to hit a drop kick there, folks, but didn't look like it happened.
Mm.
That blows my fucking mind. And like you said, it does. It makes, I'll hear little kids and shit like, I threw my opponent the other day into the pole, and the fuck, my opponent goes, pow, and the kid goes, he threw his hand up right before his head hit, and I was like, get this fucking kid out of here. What are you doing? And his dad was probably the one that was like, oh, son, it's not real. Because his dad probably could never do anything like it. And don't worry, son, it's not real.
You know what? Just tell the kid, okay, just go face first into the pole and then see what happens, please. Just go run face first and see how much fun that is for you.
I remember Brock Lesnar that one time they pulled a turnbuckle off, and they brought him over and he hit his head and his hands were down by his side and he hit his head and you could just see his whole forehead. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. Well, when you make Brock money as well, you probably have the health insurance and the Medicare to stitch yourself up and get the proper attention afterwards. So honestly, if I made 7 figures and had that kind of coverage, I'd probably do the same thing, to be honest.
That's a lot of fucking blood loss, though.
Yeah. Do it for the bit or whatever they say. I don't know.
So what else you got, Drew? Is that the only thing that pisses you off is when fans think you're a bad guy?
No. No. Because, first of all, I'm not a bad guy. I'm just a guy. I'm just the guy. You know what I'm saying? There's no good, bad, or ugly. There's gray area. Okay. I'm just, I'm just a handsome devil. I also, this is a very small thing. It's a small note, but something that I've noticed is people like to, whenever let's just say it's a feud against me or it's a match against me, people like to use the same exact ammo that everybody else uses. And I'm just looking for something different and something unique coming from people. Because if you're going to talk about seasoning on my food, that's been going on for 4 years. And it's old. It's old news. Who cares? If you're talking about, oh, you're just some privileged, pretty white boy. Yeah, okay, I hear that at work. So who cares? It's just get some new ammunition. Just find something new to talk about because it's the people that have something new to say or that pique my interest or bring an intensity or a uniqueness to their promos that I'm like, hey, I'm going to respond to you. I'm going to respond to you in full force because that was beautiful. But if you're just giving me the same old, I'm going to kick your ass because Drew Hood, more like Boo Hood, you suck. Who cares? I'm not interested in that point. Give me something different. Give me something.
Has anybody ever said you look like an undercover cop?
Yeah, I've gotten the cop comparisons, especially ever since the stash has started to come into play. Absolutely. There's been a lot of that, which has been more behind the scenes. A lot of people not really on camera. People on camera try to, I guess avoid that. I don't know.
I would never I would never get you drugs.
I was, you know, that's actually a good point. I'm surprised that people haven't called me a narc or anything like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I would. You look, sometimes you look like the fucking the cop from Super Troopers, the one that's like a dick to everybody.
You know, it's funny they say that.
I like it.
I got that the other day, and I said, you know what? Good. That's good character work or something. The kids like to compare it to Robotnik or Dr. Robotnik from the new Sonic movie. You know, Jim Carrey's character, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
well, that's mainstream. I'll take that. We'll take that. We'll take some comparisons.
When I first started, my coach told me he's like all of my students have to start as a face, and then you'll work with heels. The heel will call it from underneath, and you'll learn how a match goes. And then eventually, if so, you'll turn heel. And he points to me. He points to me without looking first. He goes, except for you. Then he looks over at me. He goes, you've got a cunt face that I just want to fucking punch. There ain't no way. No one will ever believe you're a fucking face. He's like, sorry, buddy. Man. So, I mean, I took that as a compliment, though.
I do as well. I feel like we have such similar career paths because I got the same exact treatment. Anywhere that I go, it's mostly just, you know, there's just no shot at trying to make you super likable right now. So we're just going to bring you in as, you know, the villain. And I'm like, you know what? That's fair. I'm way better at being an a-hole than I am being a good guy because I'm, you know, I know you can vibe with this. I am way more akin to being straightforward and telling the truth rather than sugarcoating it and just tiptoeing around and trying to, like, you know, high five, slap hands, kiss babies, or whatever it is people like to do. Just be more me rather than, you know, put on some sort of facade that people definitely see through. Because if you
real and raw, baby.
Hey, look, here's another pet peeve. If you come through the curtain and all you're doing is let's go, and then hyping yourself up and clapping and stuff like that, like, where are we going? You know, let's go. Let's go where? Let's go to Tinseltown. Let's go backstage. Let's go. I don't know where they want us to go. Like, well, let's go where?
I was backstage at a show, and there's a tag team, and they were both like getting all fired up, and I was like, hey guys, I dare you not to say let's go before you go through the curtain. And they both looked at each other, and they like kind of smirked, and they're like, yeah, we got this. And they were both putting their heads on. They popped the curtain out, and the kid was like, what? Let's go.
It's the same thing that people say. You just got to find something new. It's just like going back to the whole like cut different promos thing. It's like just find something
anything
different.
You could burst through the curtain and say snickerdoodles, and it's gonna be better than fucking saying let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I've never understood that.
Hey, snickerdoodle would be attention grabbing. Saying like the color periwinkle or something ridiculous and out of the box. Everyone just kind of, what did you just say? And then they'll be watching.
Periwinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I'm at FIP, like I don't change who I am. I'm still an asshole. I still am a degenerate. But people love me at FIP. So when I do come to the curtain, like in my head, I do think like pop that crate up and you're like, yeah, let's go. But say it to your fucking self. I usually say, you know, something along the lines of like, let's turn it up a notch or let's get this shit going. So, you know, like it's different and it's like personal. Like you say it to this side, say something different to this side, and then start walking out. Let's go.
You just gotta find that unique flavor, you know. And you know what?
Come on.
We'll flip it around too. Oh my God, bad guys, when you come out, don't make the first thing that you just like come out of the curtain, the prototypical look around, be like, "P.U. you guys smell and you all suck." And then I'm trying to like, it's the same stuff that people do, and it's
God
just like,
damn it.
Look, listen.
I just did that in England because it smells.
Well, it legitimately smells, but point it out. You know,
I did it in Oklahoma too. Fuck, I gotta change my shit now.
Damn, he's talking about you.
Hey.
Well, because like I usually come out, I'll stand there, and it was. Fuck, it was like a bigger name guy. He goes, hey, he said, when you come out, he goes, stand there. Oh, it was Savio Vega. He goes, when you come out, he goes, slowly start to like.
Okay.
And then like to the point where you can't even fucking handle it anymore. And then, foul or something. How do you say disgusting or gross in Puerto Rican there, WISO? Faux? Yeah, I was like, oh, full. So I got it from Savio Vega. I mean, I don't know if you want to call fucking Savio Vega a fucking idiot or anything, Drew.
Oh, no, I'm not calling Savio Vega, the wrestling legend and a classic professional wrestler who I looked up to and watched when I was a child, an idiot. Absolutely not.
He's a puta.
What I'm saying is don't, because like I'll like 4 or 5 different people do it on the same show. You know what I mean? So like if someone else does it before you, then try and find something different. Like for me, you August and we share so much similarities because for me, I can usually just go to a place, walk out through the curtain, and just for whatever reason, appearance alone just pisses people off. And they just are like immediately like, oh, you're a D-bag. I don't like you. And then I'm just able to say, all right, well, screw you then. We're going forward with that then. Find a kid in the crowd and, make their night the worst or the best. Depending on, just finding different avenues and, making sure that it's crowd involvement, crowd work, which is 2 words that I feel like a lot of people these days don't understand. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe that's another pet peeve of mine too. Involving the people that actually pay to sit in the seats. Imagine that.
Yeah.
But
making moments. Duck back behind the curtain and come out with Febreze.
Extra steps. That's nice. That's solid. I actually have had hand sanitizer in my hand before and then like pulling it out of my trunks and then just like put it in people's hands. But they're like, oh my God, where was that before? And I was like, it was in my trunks. So, there's a little, I like that, the Febreze thing. That's funny.
Yeah, dude, like August and Drew both make interviewing easy. I mean, fuck. Except for Tony. This is my fucking show. I'm the interviewer. Stop mixing the shows up, god damn it. I'm the interviewer. Drew Hood is the interviewee. WISO is
the mouse controller. I control the mouse. Robin. Am I Robin?
Baba Booey over here.
I'm probably Fred. I'll take Fred over Baba Booey.
Okay.
I want you to be Baba Booey. I want you to be fucking Beetlejuice.
Flop, flop, floo, flea. We got Riz the 1 of 1 said that's a big compliment about you having a cunt face.
Ah, yeah, I do. Yeah. A punchable face, not a fuckable face. Let's get it right
that
there.
Part. Yeah, very punchable face.
And my new favorite wrestler too. He threw the chainmail in the Instagram chat. My boy Dave Reckoning. Go check him out. Dungeons and Dropkicks.
Dungeons and Dropkicks. Fuck, I was gonna say something, but WISO fucking interrupted me like a mother. Oh, that's another thing too. You mentioned about giving something to the people that pay to come and watch us. Like when I went to Oklahoma, they were like, "You're gonna cut a promo before your match," and I was like, "All right." And my opponent was like, "What are you gonna say?" And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, and he's over there like, "All right, I'm gonna put together my promo real quick before I go out there." I was like, oh, I've seen that before. I mean, I've seen people fucking do their bulletin points and shit like that, but I'm over there like, when I get out there and I look around the crowd, like I already know the gist of what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like I know the outline, kind of like any wrestling match I've ever had. I know the outline of what I'm going to do, but when I get out there, I'll know exactly what I'm going to do. But I got pulled aside by like 3 people after the show, and they're like, "Dude, I've never seen anybody grab a crowd like that." Like at the venue, there's like where you can sit, then there's like the area in the back where people can stand, then there's like the outside area. He said when you started fucking talking, people just started turning and pouring back into the wrestling area because they wanted to know what you had to say. Then when they realized what you were saying, they were so fucking entertained to hear the ending of what you were going to say. And then building up to, then your opponent comes out, and then now he's the cock of the walk and everybody's fucking hero. So that's another thing about being at these shows is like, you don't just show up and fucking like, what do you want me to do tonight? I'm winning? Okay, cool. I'm going to go out there and wrestle. Like, no. You have to give these people a reason to not only come back to the company, but to want you to come back and wrestle again. I mean, fuck, am I? No, I'm not wrong. I know I'm not.
No, you're not. In my opinion, which may be unsolicited and unwanted by the general public, I do think that you are correct. I can't speak for everybody, but I do know that I had something recently too, where whenever I have a microphone in my hands and I'm in front of like 300-400 people, I don't really plan on what I'm going to say. I just have like the general, I'll ask, okay, what do you need me to say to bring out the next guy? Or what do you need me to say to like end it to, go to the next bit? They're like, oh, well, just hit something about this and then we'll go from there. I'm like, cool. That's whenever, like you said, all gloves are off at that point, though, because whatever's said is said, especially in the moment, because, boy, there's nothing like an organic crowd reaction, especially whenever you get out there and have the stick in your hands and you're ready to go. And that's not a euphemism or anything like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the microphone.
No, you're right. You're right, because you got your stick in your hand, fucking metaphorically, and you got the stick in your hand realistically.
Yeah. But there's nothing like it. I love live promos. I love them to death. We'll cut them online all the time, but having a mic in the hand with a live audience to react to what you're saying, there's just nothing like it. Which you might have the same experience, but most places that I go now, especially on a reoccurring basis, they will give me a promo segment and a match usually, because they're just like, you're too good at it. So like, here, go for it. I'm like, thank you. You just made my night 10 times easier, so I can just go out and do this, and we're gonna be a-okay.
Yeah, the last show I did here in Florida, Pride of Wrestling, right before the show, I was like, hey, you mind if I cut like a 1 or 2 minute promo? He's like, yeah, absolutely. But if you go back to the board, everybody's match is like, it's not like 10, 15 minute matches. It's literally from the time the doors open, and then it's marked down like you have from 6:15 to fucking 6:25. You have from 6:30 to 6. So for mine, I was like, you mind if I cut a promo before my match? And they're like, well, yeah, because we know you're not gonna go out there and be like, so how's everybody doing tonight?
Yeah, right.
And I'd like to thank everybody for coming. So I fucking went out there, shut shit down quickly, which if you can cut a good promo as a heel before the match, you make a fucking broom could come out next, and the crowd's gonna be like, fuck yeah, broom, go get him, broom.
Absolutely.
But guess what time of promo is, or the podcast? This is shit. That shit. Shitty promo of the week. This is where we watch shitty promos and make fun of them, and then tell people what they could have done better.
Okay.
Play that beautiful bean footage, WISO.
Supreme Wrestling out of Madison, Indiana. This is old Damian Blade.
Old Damian Blade.
Weeks. No, not even weeks. Months. For months, people have forgotten how vicious I can truly be. Nobody ever takes me seriously anymore. I'm gone for a couple weeks, and that imbecile Andy Shades, in charge for 1 week, does all these ridiculous things to me, of all people? Yeah, I had a little bit of wool over my eyes tonight, but I'm on a path now. I'm on a path to show you all how truly vicious the Russians can be. To show you all how truly vicious this mind can be. You all asked for this.
Drew, your thoughts.
Well, apparently we asked for that. So, initial notes off the bat. I didn't believe that he was a vicious human being until he finally stood up. And then there was some emotion there at the end. I saw it in his eyes that he started to believe what he was saying a little bit. I wish that had occurred for the other 95% of the promo. Just believe in yourself. Like, if you don't believe in the words that you're saying, don't say them at all.
As soon as he said he was vicious, though, he went like this and looked at whoever was fucking behind the camera. So that's what threw off the viciousness, because he's more aware than vicious.
Good to be aware, I guess, fight or flight. But also, I'm pretty sure I wore similar clothes when I was a little chubbier in middle school, and I went to church on Easter Sunday. And I believe I heard that the team was the Russians, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I'm not saying you have to have an accent, because that could be cliche, and if you have no Russian lineage, that's perfectly fine. But also, I think we've all seen how the Russians dress. They dress a lot warmer than that. You know, where's the big fur coats? Where's the big, like, fuzzy,
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of waiting for that. I got the face was. I was like, okay, I can see the vision. I can see what you're going for here. Baby steps in a better direction, maybe.
I could see that guy doing my fucking taxes. But what got me was the fucking stomach, the consistent stomach cell. Like he had to take a shit.
Yeah. maybe he took something to the ribs and he was just messed up. Hey, you know what? He did more with it though than most people do in their matches whenever a body part is targeted. You know what I'm saying? When he stood up, he was still here. He was still clutching it. And he tried to raise his voice, and then he just like bowed down a little bit. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I
the
see
sharp
the
pain in
vision.
his stomach.
We're
Yeah,
kidding.
the fucking chili cheese dogs were kicking in. So give me a rating out of 10 on that one, Drew.
Hey, we asked for that out of 10. That is up to interpretation. I will not elaborate further.
That's between a 3 and a 4, folks. Do we have another one, WISO?
I got another one here for you.
Let's play that
Eric
beautiful
Draven.
footage.
Eric Draven.
Friday, April 28th. Charlie Key and Cash Jackson, you really think it's a wise idea to go making matches? To go making matches with guys like me? Well, Friday, April 28th, me and Logan Fenrir are going to show you just exactly why you don't step into the ring with this Central States champion. This time, Charlie Key, I think your mouth done went and wrote a check your ass can't cash. Friday.
That wasn't that bad. What do you think, Drew?
I believed what he was saying. Now, if there's one thing though that I can say, it's those old school wrestling promos where you're yelling from start to finish. Boy, take a breath, breathe. Give yourself some space in between your words, and it'll have more impact. I like that it was short, sweet, and to the point. But again, if you're doing that old school Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, or just whatever WCW or whatever, like old South tapes that you got where they're just red-faced yelling at screen, that worked back then. Nowadays, people are more like, okay, all right, calm down. We don't need that. We don't need that energy right now. So there's a time and place for stuff like that.
Yeah, if he would have like maybe finished the promo with the screaming, like built up the attitude, but like, everything out of the last 2 promos that I've wanted to say, you've hit the nail on, especially the last guy with the dressing to church and going to Easter Sunday. But my thing with that is you can that guy's what, 57 years old? Come on, man.
He's got a baby face.
Huh?
Who you talking about? The bald dude, the guy with the cowboy hat?
Cowboy guy.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah.
It's like 57 years old, man. Like, just fucking let the fucking kids, you know what I'm saying? Let the kids fucking have fun.
Yeah.
When I get on shows and stuff like that, and I'll see like that, there's one show I worked out in Utah, and there was this fucking guy, dude. He was like, got to be 67 years old. And I'm like, what's he doing on the show? And they're like, he's a really nice guy. I'm like, that doesn't fucking matter. You know what you're doing to the product, though, by fucking having him out here? Then there was another guy who looked like he did taxes with the first guy, but worse. He'd wear like orange boots with blue tights, like a purple singlet, and then like a weird lucha mask. I'm like, what's your name? He's like, I'm crazy. You're crazy? That's your name. Well, that's like my gimmick. I'm crazy. Cool, man. You're ruining the fucking show by having this fucking guys like that on the show, and like nothing from taking nothing from him. If I had to rate that promo, I'd give it a fucking 5 out of 10. Yeah. It was good. It was like you said, short and sweet. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna shit on all these promos. Some of them are actually, like it shows you like this is what could have been done to make it a little bit better. But and he was facing like this the whole time. Yeah, he was very stationary. Face the fucking camera. Man, he really made sure to hit that date. He really wanted us to know it was April 28th. And I was, okay. It's stuck in there. I said, okay, I got you. Central States. One thing that gets me too, when people start off the promo, they're like, Pride of Wrestling, April 26th at the Seminole Recreational Center. Like, all right, cool, man. Like that's you're so mad at this guy and you want to beat him up that you had to put the fucking address in there first. So like my thing is, you say like, Drew Hood, for a long time, me and you have both been wrestling here at, mention the company name. Mm-hmm. But this Saturday, what's the date? April 26th. There's the date. Mm-hmm. Drew, I'm going to meet you down at the end of the rec hall at the Seminole Recreational Center, and me and you can have some words before we step in that ring. There, you just gave the fucking you gave the fucking show, the date, the address, without sounding like a fucking robot. Mm-hmm. Pride of Wrestling, April 26th. I will be wrestling Drew Hood, and we will fight. Come on.
That goes back to earlier when I was talking about how promoters sometimes are like, oh, I want the time, date, and location. Well, make it creative then. You just naming places and dates and numbers and things is very bot behavior. That's very okay, man. Cool. Go.
Or put it on the fucking flyer, and I won't have to say it 100 fucking times.
And most of the fans that are following the product online, especially your fans that are like recurring fans, they're gonna know where it's at. They're usually gonna know what the date is too. So it's like, okay,
yeah, but like, putting an address in your promo is just so fucking like 3973 South Euclid Avenue. Come on down.
God,
That's why I like to do, like, I'll cut a promo for a company, and then I'll take all the match graphics, and that's when I'll do the Saturday, April 26th at the Seminole Recreational Center. Pride of Wrestling presents Buttfuck Fest 2025. Sorry, Pride of Wrestling. That's not a real show, guys. That has nothing to do with Pride of Wrestling. No affiliation. Do we have any more promos lined up, or was that it?
I got one more. My new favorite guy right now. Let's see.
Oh, come on, man.
Hold on.
Rob shit.
Hold on 1 second.
You call yourself the Infection, and now you're crawling up from Skid Row to Santa Cruz this Saturday at the Catalyst for Cruisapalooza to wrestle Big Dave and his Chain Maidens. You're trying to infect us, Rob? Huh? Yeah! If you infect us, what are the symptoms gonna be, huh, Rob? Are more cool tattoos gonna grow over my jacked body? Are my headbutts gonna get faster?
Are we gonna get stronger?
Yeah, are we gonna get sexier?
Yeah, you can bust your viral load all over Big Dave Reckoning, but you're not gonna beat us on Saturday at Cruisapalooza. Yeah, the steel is real, Rob. Knuckle trigger.
That was a lot to unpack.
Yeah, I blew my viral load.
I can smell that video. First off, it smells like Funyuns and regret. Drew, take it away, brother.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's resonating with me right now. I was just so shocked by like the content and the setting was great. Like the professionalism behind the videography is. I was like, okay, the setting, the backdrop, and like the costumes and everything else. Okay, like I thought I was understanding what was going on, and they said like Big Dave, and I was like, wait, Big Dave, and then I was like, wait, why does Big Dave have chainmail? But then he started barking, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And then everybody just started talking. I don't use the term overstimulated a lot, but boy, my mind is still trying to wrap around what I just watched. And that's not to say it was a bad thing. It definitely got my attention. I'm about to go to this man's profile and just go watch whatever.
Yeah.
If I show that to anybody that didn't watch wrestling or wasn't a wrestling fan, they probably just kind of guess, so what part of the internet are you on? Because that gave me very dark web vibes. That gave me very.
If you showed that to anybody who didn't watch wrestling or never knew wrestling, they would continue to not watch wrestling or not know anything about it. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
Whenever you were pulling up the promo and the split tongue thing, I was like, oh, this isn't the promo, right? And then it just kept going. I was like, oh my God, it is. And then it just kept going.
That was the beginning of the promo. I mean, to be honest, that got my attention right away in a sexual way, but like sex sells. So he's smart to have his cousin standing behind him, covered in Mountain Dew. It looked like all sweaty and sticky.
Man, I'm still like flabbergasted. I'm still just like.
I didn't find that. I'll be honest. I found the first two. WISO over here fucking searching the dark fucking web, like Drew said.
Dude, and it looks like he wrestles in that chainmail too on his head the whole time.
That's impossible. You can't even do a cartwheel with that.
Dude, wow, hold on. Let me go to his thing. I'll show you some pictures. Hold on.
Oh my god!
Oh
Please.
my
I
God.
want to see some of his content real quick. 'Cause
Dungeons and drop kicks.
Dungeons and Dropkicks. Okay.
What was the show he was wrestling on? Rockapalooza?
Cruiserpalooza looks like.
Cruise.
That sounds fucking cool. I want to see if they got room for me and Drew.
Yeah. Right.
Look at that. He's doing a suplex with a chainmail on his head.
I'm a big dog.
I mean, he's
Okay,
not
he wasn't
he's not
kidding about-
taking this,
Hold on,
but he's not
let's see.
taking the suplex though.
Look at him. Still on his head.
What is
That's
that?
a pre-match ritual.
Look. Action shot.
I believe you.
Cool.
Oh, here we go.
Old
Looks like he's doing
flapjack.
something with a flapjack. Yep, with the chainmail still on his
All
head.
right. I fucking like this guy now.
Yeah. What is it? Dungeons and Drop Kicks. Go check him out. Dave Reckoning.
He's actually pretty jacked too.
I was about to say he wasn't kidding about the jack. Some people, whenever they like to talk about their physicality, they're like, "Oh, I'm jacked," and then you look at him, you're like, Him, he wasn't lying when he said he got more tattoos to cover his jack body. He was absolutely on point there. Good for you. Good for you.
That's the kind of guy like that. I feel like he would eat you.
Yeah, look. If this is the vibe he put out, I'm terrified. I'm definitely. I'm scared. I'm definitely whoever his opponent was. I didn't quite catch the name because I was too taken aback by the situation. Good luck and Godspeed. Rest in peace. Because oh my God, Roof or whatever he said.
Oh,
We got Chris Cartage in the Instagram chat saying smells like Monster Energy drinks and daddy issues.
I would never subject myself, to Monster Energy, but fair enough. Maybe there was some holes in the wall off screen. Maybe there was some My Chemical Romance in the background. Whenever they were prepping for this, I see what you're saying. I see the vision there. That's good. That's good.
I got one more good one.
Oh no! Here we go.
a promo?
Yeah. One more good one. This is the Night Reaper.
Shabans, Illinois. I am going to turn your civic center into a crime scene when I disfigure the heaviest-handed VJ Price. Now, VJ, I realize you can crush me with a single belly flop. That is, if you could catch me before your kneecaps file for divorce. April 26th at Southland Championship Wrestling Hangover. I'm going to display to you and those imbecile turds you call fans why I am the high voltage champion. I put you to sleep. It's supposed to be sleep.
Yeah.
It's coming for you. He's coming home.
All right, that was
Yeah.
a banger. That was a banger. I love that one. That was thoroughly entertained. I definitely want to follow him, and I would pay to go see this show now, just to go watch that match. That was
WISO, the segment is shitty promo of the week. You're over here dropping bangers.
Hey, I got to counteract balance. A good balance.
and he knew
That
not
was-
to take himself super seriously. I really appreciate that because some people just like they'll set the mood like that, and they're all like mean and like, oh, that was so mean and vicious, like the other one said. But that one, whenever he pulled out
That
the
was a
props,
damn-
oh my God, what quality!
That was
High
a damn
quality.
good promo.
That was.
And did you see? Did you see? He said, "I'm gonna fucking turn the blah 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 Civic Center into a crime scene." He mentioned the fucking venue without saying, "Hey, everybody, come down to the Civic Center."
Yeah, he put the
Fuck,
date
that was-
in his caption too. I was like, man, I love that. That's
Yeah, that was really good.
that was really solid. I like that.
Thanks
a
for that,
lot.
WISO. Thanks for that,
He's
WISO.
at Illinois, Southland Championship Wrestling. The Night Rider. Go check him out. Oh, sorry, the Night Reaper.
Night Reaper. Yeah.
The
Well,
Night
I will
Reaper.
say that I feel like, not him personally, but professionally speaking, that man would be on a list. But yeah, the vibes were definitely I'd be watching my back. No dark alleys. I'm never alone in a locker room with that guy. But in all seriousness, that was high quality production. That was really, really solid.
Yeah, that was
But
really good. WISO, no more good ones because you're making us look stupid now.
No, that was beautiful. Mwah.
Only shitty promos from here on out. But anyways, Drew, we'd like to thank you for stopping by. But before we leave, we would like you to tell all these dickheads listening where they can find you, where they can see you, where they can maybe even touch you?
That last one's going to cost you. But other than that, you can see me for free on most social media platforms. It's just Drew Hood, man. I was born with this name, and I'm going to die with this name. Drew Hood on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on whatever else there is. TikTok. I don't really use TikTok that much because TikTok just isn't my thing. That's definitely, whatever. But
Lame.
I digress. So yeah, just Drew Hood, the handsome devil himself, Necessary Evil Pro Wrestling. You can find me, especially if you search for me. Please do. The only other Drew Hood that shows up because of Meta is some dude that runs an obituary column or something. It was weird. It was like a mortuary. I couldn't really exactly tell who it was. So Meta AI still doesn't quite know who in the hell I am. And Zuckerberg, you need to get on your case here. Okay, come on.
Yeah, get on your shit.
Come on.
This is Drew fucking Hood, dude.
Telling you, the future of this business or whatever you want to say.
Any upcoming shows? Any opponents you're gonna beat the shit out of?
Well, this weekend I got myself Palmetto Championship Wrestling and Pro Wrestling Turbo out of South Carolina, and I will be doing what I do best, and that is showing up, showing out, staying pretty, and doing everything beautifully, and just with a little bit of flavor to get success by any means necessary. But that goes for every show that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Bars.
Yeah.
But I will say that this upcoming summer, I made a post recently about it too. I'll be traveling a lot. I've got Kentucky, I've got Florida, I've got Arizona, I've got a bunch of different new states and new promotions to show up in. And there's one that I think you may be familiar with that I've been in contact with potentially on Monday Night Mayhem nights on WWN. Who's to say? I don't know. Question mark. Could be making my way down to Clearwater, Florida one of these days here soon. What? But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, that one right there. That hat. It's a beautiful hat. But no, in all seriousness, anywhere and everywhere. That's the plan, because just tired of holding down what pro wrestling needs. You know what I'm saying? It needs a
yeah, I mean, fucking, it's cool being the smartest kid in the room, but like, that's like being the best wrestler in South Carolina is like being the smartest kid in a glue eating contest.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Fucking
know what?
idiots. Well, I mean, like, I always see there's Georgia shows, and you'll see 5 Georgia companies with the same fucking people in the same fucking show. Same thing with North Carolina, I feel, and same thing with like the Jersey scene.
Yeah. I've just been reaching out to anybody and everybody at this point, and there's been a lot of good positive feedback, which is nice. So time to get on out of here, giddy up, and leave the North Carolina area. Be so
if you want to book Drew Hood, slide into his DMs and book him. Preferably against me, but he can work anybody and carry anyone as well, just in case you need him to. WISO over here on my fucking this side over here. You can find him at thatwrestlingdood on Instagram. I'm pretty sure TikTok too.
I am on TikTok.
Fucking child. You can find him on other stuff too. That Wrestling DOOD. That's 2 O's and a D with a D at the end, D at the beginning, O in the middle. Dude. You can find me fucking right here, and that's it. Kiss my fucking ass. Don't follow me. Blow me. This has been real. This has been raw. Drew, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Drew. Thank you, Drew. Make sure when you see Drew, tell him he's a good bad guy.
Yeah.
He loves that.
I'm gonna start throwing things at people as well. I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start throwing.
Let me do my outro again. It's been real. It's been raw. Thank you for stopping by. Blow us all.